In this video, you will see what is the top 10 must-have units in Anime Defenders Update 6. Every units in this video are all obtainable and not from trading. I do want to know, what do you think is the best unit in Update 6? Remember to subscribe and like, and with that being said, in no particular order, the first must-have unit is Prime Leader. Prime Leader is one of the newest second evolution added, and he became one of the best damage per second unit with his insane ability in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Prime Leader stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 89,736 damage with his SPA at 12.2 seconds, making his damage per second at 7,355.40, which is insanely good, especially he becomes a full AoE, and at later upgrades, Prime Leader will get a Galaxy Smash ability where it will deal 250% damage to enemies and creating a crater that will last for 30 seconds, and enemies passing through the crater will have their movement speed reduced by 30%. The best traits you can have on Prime Leader are Almighty, Requiem, and Precision, as he is a 3 placement. Alright, next one is Poseidon Sea Sovereign. Poseidon is one of the best damage per second unit with his insane slow and full AoE at later upgrades in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Poseidon Sea Sovereign stats a max upgrade and max LR, 59,674 damage with his SPA at 7.7 seconds, making his damage per second at 7,749.87, which is one of the best damage per second for a ground unit, especially he does slow off rip, and at later upgrades he becomes a full AoE. How to get Poseidon Sea Sovereign is by summoning on the Trial of Neptune banner in Realm, which you use the Aqua tokens to summon. At the same time, Poseidon Sea Sovereign is insanely strong for Realm, as there are certain enemies that can only be damaged from ground units. The best trait you can have on Poseidon Sovereign are Almighty, Requiem, Precision, and Sonic. Okay, next unit is Curse Overlord. Curse Overlord is one of the newest second evolution added, and he became one of the best hybrid damage per second unit and insane ability in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Curse Overlord stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 284,076 damage with his SPA at 7.7 seconds, making his damage per second at 36,892.98, which is insanely overpowered, especially at later upgrades. Curse Overlord will get full throttle domain ability where it will reduce the normal enemy's current health by 50% while bosses are immune, which is extremely unique and meta to have in your team. With this passive inflicting both burn and bleed effect on enemies, dealing 10% of its damage for 4 seconds. The best traits you can have on Curse Overlord are Almighty, Requiem, and Precision. Alright, next unit is Sage Deity. Sage Deity is still one of the best damage per second unit in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Sage Deity stats on max upgrade and max level are 62,784 damage with his SPA at 7.3 seconds, making his damage per second at 8,600.54, which is insanely strong for a ground unit, especially he is meta for Realm. And how to get Sage Deity is by summoning on the Trial of Zen banner in Realm, which you use the Flame tokens to summon. The best traits you can have on Sage Deity are Requiem, Precision, and Sonic, as he is a 4 placement. Okay, next one is Demon King Peak. Demon King is still one of the best support in this Anime Defenders Update 6. Demon King stats a max upgrade and max LR, 42,859 damage with his SPA at 7 seconds, making his damage per second at 6,137, which is insanely strong, especially he will be able to slow enemies and hybrid on placement, which will be great for Hall of Mirrors, raids, and many more. The best traits you can have on Demon King Peak are Requiem, Precision, Bullseye, and Sonic. Okay, next one is Dark Revenant. Dark Revenant is one of the newest obtainable exclusive unit, and he became one of the best damage per second unit with his overpowered nuke ability and full AoE at later upgrades in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Dark Revenant stats a max upgrade and max LR, 179,734 damage with his SPA at 7.3 seconds, making his damage per second at 24,621.09, which is one of the strongest damage per second for a ground unit, especially he will become a full AoE. At later upgrades, Dark Revenant will get a Dark Atomic Punishment ability where it will deal 3000% damage to all enemies in its range, which is extremely overpowered. Like, hello, what is that ability, man? How to get Dark Revenant is by summoning from the exclusive Wish banner, which you will be needing to have Wish to summon, and how to get Wish is through the game mode Hall of Mirrors. I recommend having all of the meta units to do Hall of Mirrors, and having 2 times or 3 times speed is going to make the grind a lot quicker. Wow. Alright, next in is Lunar Impress. Lunar Impress is still one of the best damage per second hybrid unit in this new Anime Defenders Update 6 with her insane passive. Lunar Impress stats a max upgrade and max LR, 288,424 damage with her SPA at 5 seconds, making her damage per second at 57,684.8, which is insanely good, which makes her the second best damage per second unit. Especially Lunar Impress has an insane passive where she gains 1% damage for every 20 kills she gets, which is insanely strong, and it caps at 50%. How to get Lunar Impress is through the secret Lunar Portal, which you can get Lunar Portals from raids. The best traits you can have on Lunar Impress are Almighty, Requiem, Precision, and Sonic. Okay, next is Golden Adult. Golden Adult is one of the newest secret hybrid portal unit, and he became one of the best damage per second and support unit in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Golden Adult stats a max upgrade and max LR, 74,769 damage with his SPA at 7.2 seconds, making his damage per second at 10,384.58. which is extremely good, especially with his passive inflicting burn and bleed on enemies, dealing 5% of its damage over 7 seconds, and additionally inflict curses on enemies, increasing their damage taken by 15%. Oh my gosh. The best traits you can have on Golden Adult are Almighty, Requiem, and Precision, as he is a 2 placement. Alright, next unit is Chance King. Chance King is still one of the best obtainable secrets you can get in this new Anime Defenders Update 6, especially with his insane stats at later upgrades in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Chance King stats a max upgrade and max LR, 42,306 damage with his SPA at 10 seconds, making his damage per second at 4,231, which is one of the best damage per second with this insanely strong huge AoE circle, making him one of the best secrets. The best traits you can have on Chance King are Almighty, Requiem, Precision, and Sonic. Yippee! Alright, next unit is Pro Gamer. Pro Gamer is one of the best obtainable secret unit you can have in your team in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Since at later upgrades, he becomes a line AoE, making him attack more enemies with his insane passive off rip. Pro Gamer stats a max upgrade and max level R. 37,451 damage with his SPA at 8 seconds, making his damage per second at 4,681, which is insanely good. Especially every time Pro Gamer killed an enemy, it will spawn as a ally summoner unit, which is insanely strong for leaderboard runs, infinites, and raids. The best traits you can have on Pro Gamer are Almighty, Requiem, and Precision. Alright, next unit is Crimson Phantom. Crimson Phantom is one of the newest obtainable hybrid exclusive unit, and he became one of the best support unit with his strong buff ability and full AoE at later upgrades in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Crimson Phantom stats a max upgrade and max LR, 30,061 damage with his SPA at 9 seconds, making his damage per second at 3,340.11, which is one of the best damage per second for a buff unit. Especially, he will be able to burn enemies, which will cancel regeneration. Oh my gosh. At the same time, he becomes a full AoE and will be able to buff your units by 70%, and he will nerf your damage by 20% for 9 seconds, and you will be able to buff your units again by 70%. How to get Crimson Phantom is by summoning from the exclusive Wish banner, which you will be needing to have Wish to summon, and how to get Wish is through the game mode Hall of Mirrors. I recommend having all of the meta units to do Hall of Mirrors, and having 2 times or 3 times is going to make the grind a lot faster. Okay, next one is Skull Vindicator. Skull Vindicator is one of the newest second evolution added, and he became one of the best ground damage per second unit with his insane stats in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Skull Vindicator stats a max upgrade and max LR, 103,937 damage with his SPA at 11.7 seconds, making his damage per second at 8,883.50, which is extremely good, especially he has a huge line AoE and multi-hit, which will be great against shield enemies. Oh my gosh, the best rates you can have on Skull Vindicator are Requiem and Precision, since he is a 4 placement. Okay, next one is Radiant Monarch. Radiant Monarch is one of the best per second unit with his bleed in this new Anime Defenders Update 6. Radiant Monarch stats a max upgrade and max LR, 56,885 damage with his SPA at 8.6 seconds, making his damage per second at 6,521.51, which is one of the best damage per second for a hybrid unit, especially he does bleed off rip, which makes him great against regeneration enemies as he will cancel out the regeneration. How to get the Radiant Monarch is by summoning on the Trial of Radiance banner in Realm, which you use the solar tokens to summon. The best rates you can have on Radiant Monarch are Almighty, Requiem, Precision, and Sonic. Okay, next one is Elf Saint. Elf Saint is one of the newest second evolution added, and she became one of the best damage per second and support unit, especially with her insane passive. Elf Saint stats a max upgrade and max LR, 209,087 damage with her SPA at 5.4 seconds, making her damage per second at 38,719.81, which is extremely strong, especially she becomes a full AoE. And Elf Saint has a passive where every third attack inflicts confuse on enemies for 5 seconds, causing them to move in the opposite direction during the duration. The best rates you can have on Elf Saint are Almighty, Requiem, and Precision. Okay, next one is Solar Overlord. Solar Overlord is still one of the best damage per second unit in this Anime Defenders Update 6 with his insane passive. Solar Overlord stats a max upgrade and max LR, 115,385 damage with his SPA at 6.6 seconds, making his damage per second at 17,482.57, which is insanely strong as he is a hybrid unit on placement and does burn, which will be great against regeneration enemies. Solar Overlord has an insane passive where he will be able to gain 1% damage for every wave he survives, making him the one of the best unit for infinites. How to get Solar Overlord is through the secret Solar Portal, which you can get solar portals from raids and challenges. The best rates you can have on Solar Overlord are Almighty, Requiem, and Precision. Alright, next one is Dragon Mage. Dragon Mage is still one of the best damage per second unit in this new Anime Defenders Update 6, especially he is hybrid on placement and will be able to buff flame by 50%. Dragon Mage stats a max upgrade and max LR, 327,893 damage with his SPA at 7.7 seconds, making his damage per second at 42,583.50, which is insanely strong, especially he is a hybrid unit and fully on later upgrades. On later upgrades, he gets a brand new ability called Dragon's Wrath. When activated, Dragon Mage will deal 600% damage to all enemies within its blast radius. How to get Dragon Mage is through the Ancient Dragon Secret Portal. The best rates you can have on Dragon Mage are Almighty, Requiem, and Precision. Finally, the last unit is King of Dragons. King of Dragons is one of the newest second evolution added, and he became one of the best hybrid damage per second unit and insane ability. King of Dragons stats a max upgrade and max LR, 136,613 damage with his SPA at 6.1 seconds, making his damage per second at 22,395.57, which is insanely good, especially at later upgrades. King of Dragons will get a Flame Nuke ability where it will deal 800% damage to all of the enemies within range, with his passive inflicting burn on enemies, dealing 15% of its damage for 4 seconds. The best traits you can have on King of Dragons are Requiem and Precision, since he is a 4 placement. That was everything for this video on the top 10 must-have units in Anime Defenders Update 6. I hope this video helped you in some sort of way. Remember to subscribe and like, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.